There is a place in the state of Georgia where no criminal ever wants to go. That place is called Alto State Prison, formerly Lee Arundel in Alto, Georgia. If you come here, you surely won't make it out.
Stay tuned for Tales from the Toe.
Alto Prison, F.R.E.E., Volume 1, Big Meech in BMF link up with El Chapo.
Right before the feds got him, my pops could have fled to an island somewhere, but he didn't because he didn't want to abandon his family. That's what F.R.E.E. stands for. Family really equals everything.
That's why I couldn't take off, like you said. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't I couldn't went nowhere and with a bunch of millions and hid. You know what I'm saying? Because I became the one.
The courtroom was stuffy and hot as Demetrius. Big Meech, Flannery sat in the hard wooden chair waiting for the jury to give the verdict in a 2005 attempted homicide on a prominent Atlanta rapper at the time who claimed the BMF leader shot him after he refused to allow BMF to launder dirty money through his independent record label, which was established at the time. After 2 hours, the judge read the verdict, and it resulted in a hung jury, which caused authorities to send Big Meech back to Alto State Prison to await the next court date in 6 to 12 months. Within the prison walls, inmates greeted Big Meech with cheers, some hopeful for the reopening of the strip club venture he created, others simply acknowledging the aura of power he carried. But instead of returning to the former business, Big Meech laid low, pondering a thought that kept invading his line of thinking, which was to resurrect BMF, but only there in prison, though, because Meech's brother, Southwest T, who had gotten an early prison release for his part as co-founder of the original BMF, told Meech that the feds were watching him like a mother lion does her cubs. T was currently working at a local Atlanta Walmart as a greeter, having moved to the Peach State to be closer to his famous nephew who filmed the BMF TV series there. Meech's brother made $17 an hour, which was a far cry from the millions he'd made in the BMF glory days when he owned over 12 luxury cars and lived in a 20-room mansion out in Beverly Hills. Meech obeyed the thoughts in his head and made the decision to start BMF back up in Alto, using the group of trusted soldiers that flocked to him every day on the prison yard. He made the announcement to them that BMF was back and that they would get money hustling any contraband that they could get their hands on. At first, the idea sounded celebratory, but the truth of the matter was that Alto State Prison was in the middle of nowhere, which meant that most of the prison staff consisted of rednecks who were raised up to hate other races. Therefore, no amount of money would get them to illegally assist the main race. They hated to get contraband into their workplace. The best Big Meech could do was get a mixed-race prison psychologist to smuggle in bags of fast food to him, which he sold for over double the price on the prison black market. Yep, a BMF, McDonald's double cheeseburger ran about $10. After a few months of this petty hustling, Meech could detect that the low morale in his gang of soldiers was going to cause the new BMF to end just as quickly as it started if he couldn't think of something fast. In the heart of Colorado stood the impenetrable super prison called ADX Florence. If an inmate farted, the prison's cameras picked it up. In cell 3900 sat the infamous Mexican drug lord, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. He had been at the prison for 5 years, and that's the exact time it took a group of his loyal men to enter Colorado and blend in with the citizenry working local jobs as their time off building a tunnel under the prison directly to their boss's cell, thanks to inside help from a few corrections officers that they gave 5 times their annual salary to for the info. About 6 months after Big Meech was sent back to Alto Prison in Georgia, El Chapo escaped from ADX Florence through the half-finished tunnel that his comrades sweatily built. Things didn't work out smoothly, though, because the super prison's elaborate camera system picked up on the escape while in progress, and the FBI, DEA, and every other alphabet government agency in America rushed out to the area. El Chapo was supposed to get on a plane near a suburban Denver airfield, straight back to Mexico, but had to abort that plan and flee in an SUV with a few of his former cartel's soldiers. The group headed east, away from Colorado, driving nonstop for the next 2 days, switching drivers every 12 hours or so. They made it as far as Atlanta, Georgia, before deciding to stop at a motel and rest up. The Mexican banditos tried to stay low-key until they figured out their next move, But two off-duty cops, whom were the sons of the two cops that were shot by late rapper Tupac Shakur back in 1993, spotted them getting food at a Waffle House on Glenwood Avenue in the Zone 6 area. El Chapo and his desperados quickly got the best of the APD officers, whom they didn't know were cops at the time, just like Pac and his shooting.
New York Times best-selling author G.K. David II just released the first fiction novel about the late rapper Tupac Shakur surviving the shooting in Las Vegas back in 1996 and going on to become the President of the United States of America. This masterpiece is called The Continuance and is available in all major book retailers like Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and Apple Books. Get your copy today. It's better than a movie.
Now continuous. Tupac is back in this book. Now continuous. They tried to kill me in Vegas back in 96, but I survived that blick nail the president.
Y'all need to go read this new book, The Continuance. This book is fire, bro. The dude who wrote this, I think his name is G.K. David, is a freaking genius. I'm back. I'm the mother-loving president, so they gotta do what I tell them to do. Go get the book. It's out now at these links.
West Side.
But were captured less than an hour later due to poor English and not being able to understand some street signs that pointed south towards Miami, which is where they decided to flee next, due to the heavy Latino culture. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis was furious when she got the news and blocked El Chapo from being extradited back to ADX families that the former cartel leader wouldn't leave the state of Georgia until he was tried and fried for the crimes he had committed. Fani Willis knew the trial date would be far away due to Fulton County being backed up, so she had the tunnel escapee sent to Alto State Prison instead of placing him in the Fulton County Jail, where he would have too much influence on the local population, especially the influx of Mexicans that flooded the jail. When El Chapo arrived, fully shackled from head to toe, he was placed in IPC, which was short for Involuntary Protective Custody, until Warden McAllister could decide which dorm to place him in. The entire compound heard the news of his arrival at the toe and gossip spread like a viral YouTube short video. Ever the genius, Big Meech saw dollar signs in his eyes and immediately put a plan into effect by having one of the middle-aged women that he flirted with on his illegal cell phone via Facebook to have the notorious Mexican placed in the cell with him. The Detroit hustler, who had watched the news stories, knew all about the cartel man's second tunnel escape and made a great effort to get on his good side by eating prison pockets with him and letting him use his cell phone. El Chapo began to feel at ease around Meech, as he revealed, over the next couple of days, that he still had major connections in the Mexican drug trade and could get some serious weight up to the prison if Meech's BMF could move it. Over the next month, Meech and El Chapo agreed on the partnership, and the Mexican arranged to have the first shipment sent to Alto. They had arranged for 3 different COs to bring it all in that coming Friday. But the BMF leader got a surprise that he couldn't believe. The Federal Bureau of Prisons notified him that President Biden had just granted him a presidential pardon, which meant that he would be released immediately after nearly 20 years in the belly of the beast. Unbeknownst to Meech, rapper 50 Cent donated a chunk of money to Biden for his re-election campaign, and as a favor, old Sleepy Joe penciled Big Meech in on his list of lucky people as his first term neared its end. Meech later discovered that the Queen's big man lost a bet to his son one day after shooting scenes from the Star's BMF series, and the wager was that he had to help get his pops a pardon if he lost the bet. District Attorney Fani Willis was pissed when she got the news and tried everything she could to keep Meech locked up in Alto until his second trial in Atlanta began. But an anonymous donor paid for Meech's bail, and there wasn't anything she could do to stop his release, which was on that Wednesday, causing him to miss the big bag of money he would have made after the first shipment from El Chapo. Chapo's end arrived that Friday. Meech had 2 choices: either stay in prison and get rich again, or go back out to the free world broke. He definitely chose the second option and hugged his TV star son, who picked him up in a brand new silver Range Rover. Lil Meech wasn't filthy rich, but he was able to give his dad a few dollars to buy clothes and things he needed out in society. Big Meech promised his son that he wouldn't sell any more drugs, remembering what his brother Southwest T had mentioned about the feds watching his every move, which was true because he had gotten paid 6 visits from the FBI's special agent Vlad and his unworthy sidekick, Agent Charleston White. Hopefully flying the straight path works out for him, but he missed the days of buying out the bar and partying with beautiful women.
Don't be stupid, Meech. We're the feds.
You damn right, Special Agent Vlad. We 12.
You heard my balls, nigga? We the feds, motherfucker. This owl house, you just live here. And if we catch your ass trying to sell any more illegal drugs, we gon' put you back in Alto Prison. Shoe program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown, Big Meech. Play with us if you want to.